So welcome back, everyone. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. We're going to share the show in just a little bit. I'm going to go with my next guest. I have a couple of newbies here with me, and I have with me now Jason Hutzler, and he is the owner of Hutzler Law. You're an attorney. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, Carol, I'm a personal injury attorney here in the Valley. I'm licensed in all courts in the state of Arizona and in federal court.
Okay, so PI, let's talk a little bit about that. Some people think that they shouldn't even, I'm going off this completely here. I'm just so on fire right now, you can't believe it. So here's what we're going to do. I want to talk about you and what people sometimes think, you know, it's not right to really sue somebody, right? And they really should. They have the right. It's their constitutional right for it, right? Let's talk a little bit about what your thoughts are about that right there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are concerned because the person that they runs into them in the street, it's an accident. They're not doing it on purpose, and so they feel like they shouldn't sue them. In reality, the insurance company for the person that hit you is actually the one that you're interacting with, and I mean, nobody really likes insurance companies anyway, so
yeah,
might as well get some of your money back from them.
So when you work with people, you work what's called on a contingency basis. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, a contingency basis means basically I don't get paid unless I can get you paid, and in exchange for that, I take 1/3 of whatever I'm able to get for you. So the more money I get for you, the more money for me. So we're like a partner in trying to get the most money out of the case we possibly can.
When is the best time for them to call you?
As soon as possible after an accident.
Right.
Basically, in Arizona, some statute of limitations are as short as 180 days, and as soon as that accident happens, your clock is ticking.
So here's the thing, though. Sometimes people think, oh, you know what, it wasn't such a big deal. I'm okay. But then the next day or two, they start to feel it.
Yeah, it's usually right after the accident. You got so much adrenaline going, you're not actually hurt, and you're hurt, but you don't know you're hurt yet, and then the next day you wake up and you're sore in all kinds of parts of your body you didn't know you were sore in, and the key thing is to get you the medical attention you need so you can find out what injuries you have if they're objective and get you the treatment you need with a specialist. You
are located in Phoenix, but you can help anyone in the entire state.
That's correct. I've handled cases from Nogales to Canyon de Chelly and Yuma to Lake Havasu City and anything in between.
And you do free consultations?
And we do free consultations. We're happy to review anybody's case.
Again, you could call them. Check it out. This is important. Put the phone number in your phone. You know, you never know when you're going to get in an accident. So put on an accident attorney or PI attorney. Again, it's 602-730-4530. You can check them out there. Your website it's Hutzler, Hutzler law.com. And again, make sure that you don't put your heads in the sands with this too, because you never know when something can happen, and when you deserve that to be able to make sure that you are compensated. Right?
That's right. You want to preserve your rights, and you also want to make sure you get compensated for the injuries you get or you have, and you want to make sure that you don't sleep on your rights.
Here's the thing, and I'm going with these. I'm going to ask you what a story would be, okay? Because they love it, right? For you, as a one of your recent kudos that you might want to talk about with something that you might have done.
Recently we got we ended up getting a gentleman $1 million settlement on a case where he was actually pinned between two vehicles while he was doing a car repair, while he was like changing a tire.
How terrible is that? Now, it's not always car accidents. What other things like?
No, we do dog bite, premises liability, some product liability, medical malpractice, and some dental malpractice.
So they work statewide. Maybe it's you. Maybe you know somebody. Maybe you don't need it now, but you might need it, so write the number down. That is 602-730-4530. It's HutzlerLaw.com. They work on a contingency basis, so they're going to get the most that they can for you, and that's what it's all about. What happens if the other person doesn't have insurance?
Well, if the other person doesn't have insurance, it's important to contact an attorney, a personal injury attorney, because we go out and we try and find coverage for you, because there's instances where you may not have coverage either, but someone you live with is a relative of yours, and you may qualify as a resident relative under their policy and get coverage for what's called underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage.
What do you do different? What does Hutzler Law do different than other attorneys that are out there?
Well, one of the things that we do differently is at Hutzler Law. I used to be an insurance adjuster for about 7 years, and then I went and became an attorney and did all this, and then started doing personal injury. And so I look for coverage. I spent an extensive amount of energy looking for coverage for people, and the other thing we do is we started doing children's cases. Anybody under 18, as long as we don't have court involvement, like a conservatorship, or we actually have to file suit, we'll do them for free.
So give me an idea of what a children's case is, because they're not driving the cars, you know.
No, but they're a passenger in a car, right? And you
Okay.
you get rear-ended, and your kid's 5, 6 years old. You take them to their primary care, and their primary care checks them out, and they say they're fine. And then they still have a claim. I mean, you got a bill, a couple $100, and then we'll do those cases for free.
Aw.
And then even if you go to the hospital, right, we'll still do the case for free as long as there's no conservatorship or court action required.
Their phone number is 602-730-4530. It's HutzlerLaw.com. They're located in Phoenix, but they help people statewide. They do free consultations, and they work on a contingency basis. Your firm does a lot of other things, not just PI, but you focus on that yourself. Am I correct?
That's correct. The firm also does some criminal law, and we focus on felonies, and we do representation for that as well.
So some of these questions are here kind of like what people think, right? And that's one of them is that the attorneys get all the money, that you're going to take all the money and there's not going to be anything left for me.
Yeah, that's not really true. Like I said, as I take 1/3 of whatever the settlement is. Obviously, medical providers and stuff need to be paid, but I promise all my clients that I'll never take more than you. So you get hurt in the accident and there's a settlement, you'll always get more than me.
And I think that it's so important that people realize that this is your right to be able to be taken care of. God forbid, and it could be something terrible that can happen. I know people have lost their children from an accident that happened. The best thing to do, especially if you've been in an accident, is to call an attorney. Call an experienced attorney. How long have you been doing this now?
Been doing it 10 years as an attorney, and then, counting my time as an insurance adjuster, I've been in the business about 20 years.
So again, you want somebody who is experienced, who's going to be here to work for you. Working on a contingency basis makes that happen. Again, I think that people should write the number and put it in their phone, because you never know when you're going to need it. That's the issue. And again, it's 602-730-4530. It's HutzlerLaw.com. You had mentioned some kudos about yourself, right, when you first started. I wanted to ask you why it's important for them to know those things.
Well, it's important to know that you're hiring an attorney that's licensed in the state of Arizona, and
that's a good idea. That's a good number one. Go ahead.
And also, they can take your cases to court in any of the courts in the state of Arizona. And so there's a lot of attorneys that are licensed, but they don't go to trial and they don't go to court.
Some people that get hurt badly. Let's talk about something you said, malpractice insurance, right? Some people are. Do you do also, let's say, elderly that have gotten hurt? By some of them are getting bad things happen to good people. Do you do that too?
Yeah, we'll do nursing home cases depending on the circumstances of the nursing home case. But yes, we will handle those cases as well.
And sometimes even doctors make mistakes. Things like that happen, right?
That's correct.
And the best time again to call you then?
Is right away.
Right away. It really is. It's all about that. Again, you could call them. The number is 602-730-4530. It isn't always just a car accident, though we have a lot of them here in Arizona because people drive like crazy. Right?
That's right.
We do. This is the number one place to get in an accident. It's here in Arizona, I'm telling you now. They do. They drive too fast.
That's right. And when all the people, the snowbirds come back into town, they're like me, driving slow, and we're scared to death white-knuckling it down the highway. But it's not just, I want to make sure that they understand that. It isn't just car accidents, like you said. It's dog bites. Sometimes there's even things that happen, like on a shooting range. Things can happen, right? All sorts of places where your kind of phone number could be needed. Yeah, pretty much if you're injured, you probably want to reach out to an attorney and see if there's any chance to get a recovery.
Have that consultation. You need to find out if you have a case. I think that's also very important for them to understand, because sometimes people think, oh, I got the biggest case in the world, and then they find out maybe not.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I mean, you get hurt at your own house by yourself. You don't have a case, really.
Right. There's certain things where but you don't know until you ask an attorney. That's where he comes in. It's a free consultation. The phone number again is 602-730-4530. It's HutzlerLaw.com. He's located in Phoenix, but he can help anyone statewide. Question for you for the final words. What would you want for the people? Don't just say call me, okay? So just tell me what you want the people out there to know about you right now.
I'm going to go out and work harder than anybody to try and get you the best recovery I can.
Tell me why.
Because a better recovery for you is a better recovery for me.
Exactly. But here's the thing too, please make sure that you understand that the first thing to do is to make that phone call and have that consultation. They will find out whether you have a case, and then they can find out how much they can get for you. And he's going to work for you to make sure that he gets the best for you, because the more you get, the more he gets, correct?
Correct.
Again, that phone number to call, it's 602-730-4530. It's HutzlerLaw.com. They do free consultations. They're located in Phoenix, but they help anyone statewide. Here's the thing about my show that I love the most, and I love my show. It's the greatest show on earth. Why? Because it's information for people. I say that all the time. You can check us out on Facebook on Networking Arizona. You can also know that I'm going to be putting up more information, and we're going to be sending it out and sharing it with everybody later on today. All of the information that you heard today, you'll be able to get from me. So check us out on Facebook at Networking Arizona, or call him right now. Put that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 602-730-4530.
You should be mine across that line.